Good morning, fellow traders. Black Coffee Trader coming at you here on a Friday morning, August the 29th. And yes, as you can see, I am already in a trade. I have not done a daily recap or a trade plan video in a while. A couple of reasons. Partly, I've been a little bit confused with the market, especially ES and NQ, and I've also been quite busy. So for that reason, I just haven't done the morning daily trade plan videos, or at least not many as of late. However, this morning we are in a trade and we're in a Russell long, and this is a trade based off of my position yesterday. So I do want to talk about that and my plan for it. And then tonight at the after we do our daily recap, we'll see if this trade worked out or not. So that is the game plan here this morning. So I think what we'll do is we'll talk through the levels that I've got charted on the NASDAQ and on ES, and then we'll kind of go from there and wrap up with this trade on the Russell here. So NASDAQ, obviously this market really is we're in this divergence with the NASDAQ being at a lower high or a lower area than the ES. The ES yesterday, we broke the all-time highs again, and the ES has just been so strong. And this big move that we got on the 24th, which I think may have been Sunday night or Monday morning, this big move that we got was a lot stronger on the ES than it was on the NASDAQ. And that's just it's been a difficult market. It's been a difficult market for me. So anyway, what are we looking at today? For me on the ES or the NASDAQ, we're at this area, let's just zoom this in a little bit. We're at this area right here where we have this high from that move Sunday night, Monday morning. And we have struggled to get above that move. In fact, yesterday we had a tough time breaking this area. And so we did break it in the overnight, and we've dipped right back to it. And so I think the question really is, does it act as resistance or support today? Do we break it, or do we bounce off of it here, and do we get further upside? Or is this going to turn into one of these test and break and retest short opportunities? We could see either way, and I think that's probably going to be the big play, the biggest opportunity today. Now, the one question is, we do have news this morning. We have some preliminary GDP and unemployment claims at 8:30. So that could move. I mean, I don't know that it's going to move the market that much, but we do have that coming up this morning. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. But that's really the area that I'm watching today on the NASDAQ, is what does this do? If we get a pullback down into the low of day from yesterday, and also at this area here around the, what do we have here? The 23,580s. That is this prior, you can see how we have this flip. Here you have resistance turned to support. So here we have resistance, here we have it turned into support. And if that holds, that could be a bounce area as well. So those are a couple levels we're looking at on the NASDAQ today. Really just eyes wide open. I mean, if we get an opportunity long, we're going to take it. If we get an opportunity short, we'll take that as well. So I think this, like we talked about, this area right here, this high, that is the question mark. What do we do with that today? Yes. So the picture is similar. We're in the same boat. We do have this same high right here. We have this big move up, and we've kind of chopped through it. It has not been the ceiling that we saw on the NASDAQ. And as of this morning now, we're actually starting to push through it, or to hold that level. So we have a pretty nice, let me get rid of this line. We have a pretty nice move higher, and we kind of tumbled down. And the question now is, does this do one of these and we step off of these highs, or does this continue to fall apart and we get maybe a break and retest of the overnight low, the CPI low, or a high, and then dip down below? So we'll see where that goes. I am not that fond of taking something unless we get up into this area. But again, the question that I have is, with this divergence that we're seeing, with ES being at the all-time high area and the NASDAQ being so far removed from it, I think it's a little bit risky. To take too much of a position up here at these highs. What I would really like to see is for the ES to once again break through these highs and create an opportunity long. There would be the entry after the breakout. That's the way I trade. That's what I'm looking for. If that occurs, that may be something. And again, that if this occurs, and here's the if-then statements, and the NASDAQ is showing us some strength, that would make for a very good play on the ES. So again, just keeping our eyes open on that. We'll see how this level plays on the ES this morning and kind of take our trades accordingly. Dow Jones is, we definitely pushed. We're way out of that 800 area that I was watching for quite some time. This is that big push higher that we had, and we've kind of V-shaped, bounced off of kind of these highs here, a little bit sloppy on the Dow Jones. Getting a pullback this morning to the low of day from yesterday. That's this dark blue line. That's the daily or yesterday's low of day New York session, and that's an area that's been holding. So that is a nice opportunity, maybe for a long setup. We'll see. What I would really like to see on the Dow Jones today, I think, to really get aggressive, is either a move up, break and retest this for a move higher, or that continues and we get a break and retest of yesterday's high of day for a move higher. And if that occurs, then we have some open water up above. So we shall see if that happens. If we fall below yesterday's low, I'm really not looking to short this, because we could just see a pullback to this area and bounce. You could see a pullback to this area and bounce, and you could also see a deeper pullback into here. Now, if we lose this area, let me clear this out. If we lose this area here and we start to see this and we get a break and retest short, right there's the entry for a nice short trade that would have some opportunity down into this level here. So now let's get to the Russell trade. And we're in profit by 10 pennies. Woohoo. So yesterday, I took this trade. I was looking at this area. Again, this is that move that we had in the Sunday night, Monday morning open, or Monday morning this week. This is the level. And as you can see, we finally broke through that level, pushed higher, and I was looking yesterday for a retest long of that level. And we did get it, but it was a very slow, sluggish long, and really I had two trades here that were essentially break even or very low, very small losses, which was fine. Just didn't get the move that we wanted to, and the way the price action was yesterday, there was profits there, but the way the market moved, I missed it, didn't get it, and so be it. But either way, it was not a big move. I mean, we're talking this level here is the 2384s. This level here is the 2375. So we had 10 points on the Russell, which is not very much. That's not going to give you a lot of money unless you have a lot of size. So again, this morning, as I looked at the charts, we were right back to this level. And in the overnight session, we just kind of bled lower, and then we started to bounce. And so if you look at the position, excuse me, if you look at the position right here, you're saying, well, if you look at this area, you say, well, Black Coffee Trader, you're just entering on a breakout. And that's not something that I like to do, but that I'm not looking at this as this couple of minutes this morning or a couple hours this morning. I am looking at the bigger picture here, saying we have broken through that level. We tested yesterday. We did a little bit of just a slow move yesterday, and we're retesting it again. Could this fail? Absolutely. It absolutely could fail. This could just turn into a move lower, break and retest to the downside. That could totally happen. And I am completely okay if that occurs. But I am going to take this shot because we had these previous highs, turned into new lows, held those lows yesterday, and we're retesting them this morning. There's an opportunity for this thing to really ramp and move to the upside, and then give me opportunity to add into this trade as this thing goes. So this could turn into a pretty big trade. It also could turn into just a quick little loss and we're out of it and we move on with our day. The other thing that we're seeing here is you have a little bit of a head and shoulders. Here's the head, here's the left shoulder, here's right shoulder. So that's the other play here. Oops, I can't draw very well. And if that occurs, and if that continues, then this could turn into a break and retest, and we start to see further downside. So again, my plan was really looking at this level, saying, hey, we had a break, we've retested it. This is the second retest, and it looks good this morning. You have a low wick through the low from yesterday. So we have a wick through there, which held, and then we created a new high, bounced off of that level, and we're sort of starting to see this little bounce. And this is the intraday price action on the 2-minute chart, and I like that. And so this corresponds with the big picture play that I had, if we're retesting this level, and do we take this thing long? So that's why I'm in this trade. And the other thing too, with the way I've been trading, that I really like, is I'm taking a very small position. So I have 2 micros. So if I lose, if it hits my stop loss right here, I'm out with 40 bucks. I lose $40. I can survive losing $40. And if that happens, it's completely okay. And we were just wrong on this trade. What I am looking for is for the market to give me a confirmation that, yes, this is a real retest move and we are going to go higher. And if that occurs and we get some profits here, then we'll add. And if we add to that position, now we're in with 4 contracts, or 3, because we would have taken profit here. If I take profit here, I can't lose. This trade turns into a break-even trade if it stops me out. I can add to this position here, increase my size, and my risk stays about the same, and I can keep my stop loss right here. And then I'm just going to be playing for that move to the upside again. So target really, big picture target for me today really is these highs. It's a bigger move, but that's the ultimate target. And you can see, if I can zoom out here, this is where I have my last profit target sitting at, is right there at those highs. It's a 40-point trade on the Russell. I may not get it. In fact, there's a good chance I don't get all of that move, but can we get some of this move? And again, this morning, we're looking for this thing to continue higher. We do have the news this morning. I'm going to hold through the news. If I'm still in the trade by that point, I'm going to hold through the news. And really, I'm just looking for this to continue. I'd like it to break VWAP. That's a signal of strength. If we can get through VWAP, hold that, continue to march higher, get through this level, maybe then add into this trade, and then we really start to push this thing to the upside. So that's what I'm looking for. That's really what I'm looking for. And I guess we'll see later today if this ends up being a winning position today, or if I get stopped out and we have a loss. So either way, it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. And we'll have something to talk about here in at least, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 hours. So wish me luck. Hopefully this works out. At least I hope I articulated the trade plan this morning, and we'll see where it goes. So again, wish you the best of luck today. Don't forget about that 90% off sale with Apex. We just saw that banner flash. Do not forget that huge, awesome sale. Very low activation fees on, like, it's $85, and then on the big accounts, $250 and $300K, it's only a $37 activation fee. So for a very, very low price, you could have some big accounts. So don't miss that if you're trading with Apex. So again, thanks for supporting the channel. Appreciate you guys. Have a good day, and we'll catch up with you on the next one. Take care, and so long.